Alright, it's gonna be a bit of a different video today. Today, I'm gonna be talking about things I do and I don't like about my Eride Pro SS 3.0. Now, a disclaimer, I wanted to start off by saying there is nothing wrong with this bike. This bike is absolutely perfect pretty much. But I wanted to talk about some of the things I do like and some of the things I don't like about the bike so far. I'm only about 600 miles into riding it, and I can tell you right now, this bike is awesome. It can take a beating and it can do a lot of things. So let's start off with number one. All right, so the first thing I really do like about this bike is the speed and the specs of it. So first off, top speed on this bike is about 65 miles per hour, which is more than you'll ever need. I've reached it up to like 70 because I'm only about 120 pounds. If you are, the weight that they tested on, which is about 140, it'll probably reach about 60, 65, depending on weight. But this thing just packs in a tremendous amount of power for how small the frame is. I mean, just for reference, here's my hand compared to the frame. So it's probably only about like 6 or 7 of my bikes. Of my hands, that it takes up. Second off, the thing that most people are looking for when they're shopping for these kind of bikes is it built like Sur-Ron's bikes? And yes, obviously, this.
Oh my God! Wow!
This is literally built just like a Sur-Ron, but only about about the same price for about 2 times as much speed. A Sur-Ron only goes about, I want to say like 45 stock. This goes up to 70 stock, and they're both around that 5,500 price range. Another thing I really like about this bike is the brakes. These are really like proper moto brakes that actually work really well when you're stopping or going. The back and the front ones are perfect brakes, I have to be honest. As someone who's felt like a Sur-Ron, the Sur-Ron is more mountain bike style brakes. I've even seen some Sur-Rons that have the cable brake right here, which is wild. And this is perfect by all means. Okay, for the next part, I'm gonna need to stand up my bike and turn it on. Now, back to what I was talking to in the first place. It comes with a key. Unfortunately, this thing doesn't have RFID like the XXX does, but I wanted to talk about this really good screen. Go ahead and turn it on. Hear the beep of the controller, because I think it's a fire driver controller, if I'm not mistaken. You can see here, the screen is really bright when you're riding, and that is really nice. As well as that, it has park, and it won't go, see, at all, because the kickstand's down. Yes, this thing has a kickstand sensor, which is really cool. Another thing I really like about this bike, let me get on it real quick, show you guys. Put up the kickstand, is reverse mode. Now, this is going to be really hard to record, but it does have a reverse mode on it. I wish I had something to keep it on it, but it does work. Trust me. You can see there, it's in reverse, and it actually does back up in reverse. And my last and final thing is the amount of modifications you can do to this bike from the start, just stock. The Eride Pro app, it lets you do so much to your bike. It lets you adjust max speed, max torque. It lets you see how hot your things are, how hot the motor's getting, how hot the battery's getting, how hot the controller's getting, which is, if you know, really useful when you're riding trails, because it can overwhelm your bike a lot. And it's just overall a really clean, smooth app. That's what they did with it. It made it a really cool, nice, smooth app. And one last thing is the stock suspension. On the Eride Pro, it uses fast-aced back and rear suspension, which is something a lot of bikes don't come with, which is something I really appreciated when I got the bike. And also, along with this, the suspension is fully tunable, which is also something that I really look forward to when I'm looking at bikes. Okay, now onto the segment about things I don't really like about the bike. First off, the motor. This motor, I don't know if it's because I need to do something to it. It's pretty dang loud when you're going, which, I mean, it's not really that big of a problem, of course, that it's a little bit loud, but it does raise some suspicions, because both me and my dad's are pretty dang loud for a bike like this that claims to be really quiet, so that's really weird, in my opinion. Second thing is these stock wheels. You know, this is something that can be changed, but these stock dual sport wheels aren't the best, if I'm gonna be honest. They grip really good on pavement, but on dirt and like in actual dirt, like sand and stuff, they don't have very good grip, which obviously can be a problem. Now, the third thing is the stock seat. I have the upgraded cushiony Eride Pro seat on, but the stock seat is basically just a normal surround seat, and it hurts a lot to sit on. It is not comfortable, and I can only find myself riding for like an hour tops with that seat because of how uncomfortable it was. My final thing, I'm gonna have to actually pick the bike up again for, is the height of the handles. These sit pretty dang low. When I'm riding, my arm is almost pretty much fully stretched out, which really isn't what you want. Of course, this can be fixed just by getting a higher handlebar, but I really don't want to do that because it's like $100 for new handlebars, which is really expensive. All right, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you stay to the end, make sure to like and subscribe, because I'm pretty small on here yet still. I haven't really gained traction, so let's boost this video up. Thank you all for watching. Much love, and see you in the next one.